Hello everyone, welcome back to Space Quest 2. So we are definitely getting close to the end here, so I'm going to try to drag it out a bit by showing a few things. So a couple of people pointed out things in the last video. For example, one person mentioned, besides that wonderful death where you can blow up the whole asteroid with all that methane in the restroom here. And by the way, somebody did say that methane will explode explosively at concentrations of, I think it was 5 to 15%, but you don't normally have that much in fact, you don't have that much in a bathroom. I think the commenter speculated that maybe the aliens which used the restroom there might produce higher concentrations of methane than human beings, which could make such an explosion plausible, conceivable, but yeah, let's leave that one to the fanfic writers. Let's let them write their fanfic about methane in the Space Quest 2 restroom. But somebody pointed out one thing that I missed is if you're in the toilet stall here, and if you look at the walls or the wall, it has some writing on it, and you can read that writing, and you'll get different little bits of graffiti. Sir Graham cross-dresses, for example. And these are random, but you can do this several times and get a few little random kind of tidbits of humor. Came in here to unleash a beast just to find my colon creased. Ouch, that must be painful. We saw this one already. T. Bendroheatsen was... I don't know what this is a reference to. Is this a reference to something? Hold on, Let me consult Google. I will go to Gulu and I will see if this name comes up with anything. Bendroheatsen. Okay, I get 2 hits on Google, both of them pertaining to Space Quest. So this appears to be something entirely, so it's not a reference to anything, it's something entirely specific to Space Quest. And there doesn't appear to be anything about it other than just that it's an entity that's named. Okay, so no, I don't think it's a reference to anything. Okay, let's continue then. We saw this one. Come on, there are more than these. Here's a lonely hearted, had to bolt, but only darted. You can think of a couple of words that might rhyme with that. For a good time called Jerry, ask for Leonard. Vohal sucks. Actually, I guess he does. He probably sucks air through that hose that's hooked up to him since he doesn't have proper... Oh, Vohal plays text adventures, but text adventures are cool. Text adventures are actually awesome. Oh, that reminds me. If you type wait in this game, it tells you this isn't a text adventure. I mean, it kind of... It's debatable. It kind of is because it has a text parser, but it's not a text adventure since it's not turn-based. Text adventures were typically turn-based, and this is a real-time adventure, so I guess that's what they mean by that. Oh, writing, not writings. Ken was here, so was Al, but we had to repaint afterward. That, of course, is a reference to, respectively, Ken Williams and Al Lowe, who were, again, respectively, the president of Sierra and the creator of the Leisure Suit Larry games, along with several other Sierra games, which are less well-known. I think there are, yeah, Vohal, some other wears Stellar Patrol boots. I think there are a couple more here that we haven't seen yet, but... Actually, I don't know how many there are here. For a good time called the Helmet Master. I think we've seen most of these by now. Okay, let's not spend the whole game trying to do that. So, yeah, let's get back to our regularly scheduled adventure game here. In fact, rather than walking all the way back, I think it's faster just to reload the game because I saved the last game in the elevator here. So that's that. That's the writing or the little bits of graffiti in the toilet there, or in the restroom stall there. And one person said they were surprised that I didn't show what happens if you fall off this platform here. Well, you can do that. Smooth move, X-Lax. Hey. That's... You know what? I have only heard that line, smooth move, X-Lax. I have only heard that line. I think the only time I've ever seen that line in my life is in Snow Crash. It's close to the beginning when YT slaps a sticker with that text on it on Hiro's window. Smooth move, X-Lax. And I always assumed that it was something that Neil Stephenson came up with for that novel. I was not aware that it must predate the novel, because the novel came out in the 90s and this game came out in the 80s. So, okay, I thought that it was a joke that Neil Stephenson came up with for his book, but apparently that is not the case. Okay, I wonder what is the origin of this phrase then. I highly doubt that this game came up with it. I highly doubt that this game was the origin of it because, well, I was going to say it's not likely that Neil Stephenson copied from this game, but actually maybe he did. Knowing Neil Stephenson, maybe he actually might have. Okay. You now know that artificial gravity can be equally effective as natural gravity. Due to the long fall and sudden stop, your body's become a two-dimensional object. You're dead, of course. So, yeah. I think you actually get different messages from that depending on where you are. Like if you... Or is it just totally random? I'm gonna... Let's save down here so I don't need to keep taking that elevator down. Because I'm curious now if you get... Because I seem to recall having a different message when I tried that. So I'll save here as falling, I guess. And I'm free, free falling. Okay, so it looks like you always get that message here. Do you get a different one here? Yeah, you do. Okay. Yeah, this is the one I remember getting because I tried it from this screen. And for I didn't know who Buddy Ebsen is, so I looked it up. Buddy Ebsen was a dancer. He was an actor and a dancer who was still alive when this game was made, although I think his heyday had passed by then. Okay, so it appears like there's a different message for each... whoops, wrong. Restored the wrong game. It appears like there's a different message for each screen that you can fall from then. I mean, I'm not trying to capture every single death in this game, and I don't... I mean, these falling deaths kind of get monotonous after a while because there are so many places in the game where you can fall to your death, so I'm trying to go for the more creative deaths. I don't want to show every single possible falling death in the game. Okay, and here you get smooth move. Okay, so on the sides you get X-Lax, in the center you get Buddy Ebsen. Okay, fair enough. All right, let's go ahead and get back to your regularly scheduled game then. Again, I'm kind of stalling a bit just because I don't want this video to be too short, because I don't plan to end on this video. I plan to end in the next video, and I think that I might not have enough material to really make like a good long video here from where I'm planning to stop, so I'll drag this out a little bit just because, I mean, why not? I'm not in a hurry. We're almost done with the game, so if it's going to take another couple of videos, then might as well make it last. Although, as the Tragically Hip said, slowing down don't make it last, so perhaps I am wrong about that. Okay, the door behind you closes solidly. And it doesn't matter which direction you go in either direction. First this happens, you get this message, a barrier springs up before you, and then you get this message, another barrier stands in your way. And you feel the floor shift below you, it's moving to the left. So, I'll save here again, falling, which actually is appropriate because you also fall into that acid or whatever it is from here. And now that we have all these inventory items, what could we use here? So what did we get? We got the glass cutter, not very useful here. I don't think you can cut through the walls here. There's nothing could help you accomplish this. Yeah, it's a glass cutter, not a... I don't even know... What are these walls made of? Covered with panels protecting sensitive technical environment control components. They're nothing to mess with. Yeah, we don't want to... I don't think we can cut through those walls anyway. We got the lighter. Well, we can't burn the walls, I don't think. The plunger. So, yeah. So, if you put the plunger on the wall... Using formerly uncharacteristic creativity, apply the suction cup-like plunger to the smooth metal finish and hang on for dear life. Once a janitor, always a janitor. So yeah, so this is the solution. But I think if you do this too early, I think he loses his grip or the suction of the plunger falls off or something like that. Oh, maybe not. Oh, okay, it does. You can hang on no longer. Your grip weakens. All right, and then we get yeah, and then it gives you this. Okay, so yeah, so you do need to wait. You do need to wait until the floor is mostly closed, because if you do that too early, then he will lose his grip and fall into the acid anyway. Okay, so let's wait just a little bit. Let's wait until we're just about to fall in. Now is probably a good time. And there we go. So yeah, so the floor closes up again when you when it reaches the end, which seems a little odd. Doesn't seem like a good thing to do. It seems like if you want to build a proper trap, you shouldn't just close up the floor again. If somebody's trapped inside, you can wait for them to fall down. But oh well. Okay. Is he going to let go now? I guess not. That's really typical, isn't it? So when your life counts on it, his grip slips, he can no longer hold on and he falls into the acid. But once the floor is closed and once it's safe, he will never fall off. He can apparently just keep holding onto that plunger for all of eternity. That just seems kind of unfair. That just doesn't seem fair. All right. Release plunger. That does not compute. What do you mean that does not compute? Let go of plunger? Okay, let go of plunger. I mean, release plunger seriously should have worked, I think. Okay, you release your grip and drop back down. All right, fine. All right. Let's go ahead and save again. I'll save as falling because I'm almost out of space here. I have 5 kilobytes of space here, which is enough for like one more saved game. So I'll just save. I'll just keep saving over this. It's fine. I mean, we did just fall down from the wall, so I guess it fits anyway. Okay. So let's take a look around here. You're in an attractive tube-shaped region of the asteroid. Okay. I like that it's attractive. That's the same sound effect that the disinfector had at the beginning of the game. The section of the corridor is lined with wallbots with a capital W. I kind of figured that was going to be a mistake. I kind of figured that might not end well. You've made the mistake of getting within what looks to be a cattle prod's length of the metal menace. An electrical contact connected to an extension arm reaches from its body and makes contact with you. That's when you begin feeling that this is going to be graphic again, isn't it? That's when you begin feeling the intense burst of electrical current pulsing through your body. You quickly black out. As you can see, you amount to little more than a hill of laser-fried beans. You've come a long way only to be torched. Keep up the fine work. All right. Okay, so going that way does not seem to be conducive to staying alive. What about going the other way? Okay, once again, that robot there. Okay, here there's a door to the right. It didn't say that in the other screen, so I think the other screen's a dead end. Here there's a door, but how are we going to get to it? Because that robot's going to intercept us before we get there. The huge metal menace is specifically designed to secure a given area. When not busy, it is plugged into the wall recharging. Imagine what NiCads would cost for that puppy. So, yeah. All right. Well, what are those things on the ceiling? The ceiling looks ordinary except for some fixtures that look like sprinklers. So those robots are obviously very electric. They have a very strong electric charge that they can zap you with, and the game also mentioned, the batteries. I mean, obviously they have some huge batteries or some kind of power source that's probably electric. So what doesn't mix? Water and electricity do not mix. But how can we trigger the fire sprinklers. Well, we have a lighter, and we have some toilet paper. Did I look at all these things? I don't remember if I looked at all these things. I think I did. Yeah, the stick lighter. Okay. Let's try this then. Light the paper. Light toilet paper. Say what? Burn toilet paper. Say what? Okay. Put toilet paper on floor. Let's don't and say we did. All right. I guess we need to put it into something. All right. Put toilet paper into wastebasket. Okay. Hey, it worked. It has some paper in it now. All right. Burn the paper. Burn it. Come on. Come on. That does not compute. Light paper. Okay, do I need to put the wastebasket on the floor? I guess I do. Yes, apparently I do. All right. Now let's light the paper. There's no sound effect for this. While receiving a nice hosing yourself, the basket fire is extinguished. Seconds later, a loud series of pops is followed by the smell of fried electronics. The sprinkler sense accomplishment and cease operation. All right. Well, we got some points for that, so it looks like that did something. Your fire and subsequent shower seems to have shorted out the burnished bullies. All right. Can we get a robot? There's nothing here by that name which can be acquired. I beg to differ, game. I think there are 4 things here by that name which can be acquired. All right. I think before when we were being chased by that one robot, it used singular, but now it says plural. The menaces. And they are plugged in. I think I've... am I just imagining that? I feel like now they're using plural words before they used singular. All right. And yeah, there's no door here, right? Doesn't seem to be the correct action in this case. All right, yeah, there's no door. Kick robot. All right, that's fine. All right, we don't need to take vengeance on the robot anyway. I mean, they're only doing what they're programmed to do. Although humans are the same. Whenever a human being does something, they're also just doing whatever they were programmed to do, most likely. Can we get the wastebasket back? It's of no use to you now. How do you know that? How do we know it's of no use to us? We're a janitor. We always have a use for a wastebasket. All right, all right. Let's move on. So, yeah, these robots are also out of commission thanks to the sprinklers. Thanks to the robots which were cavorting in the launch sprinkler. And that is indeed a door. So let's save here and find out what lies beyond the door. You have just entered Vohal's secret chamber. The evil one himself is seated before a large console high on a platform in the center of the room. Standing obliviously ready are many of the dreaded salesman clones. Ooh. Climactic. So, Roger Wilco, we meet again. I must say I'm quite impressed with your resourcefulness and tenacity. I'd love to chat, but I'm busy preparing the last of my salesman clones for their trip to Xenon. Feel free to stick around and observe the downfall of your civilization. Ha ha ha. Okay, thanks. Let's take a look at Vohal. You can't make out much detail from here. Can we look at the clones? These guys are your worst nightmare come true. Imagine hundreds of John Davidsons in magnetically hazardous polyester suits, the color alone capable of rendering helpless the infirm. Topped with permabond hair, the face splashed with that let-me-win-you-over smile, he's a master guiltsmith programmed with one intent: sell, sell, sell. Each are encased in pre-programmed impervious transport capsules. Can we break the capsule? You can't cut this super hard glass, not even with the... Okay, I guess we can't cut it even with our glass cutter that we have. I guess that's why the game said that. Let's look out the window. Through the massive window you can see out into the depths of space toward distant systems. So many other places out there to be, but here you are. All right. I don't think we can just break these capsules here directly, and it doesn't seem like there's anywhere else to go except up. Nowhere to go but up. That seems like it could go badly, but let's give it a try. Going somewhere? Ha ha ha. I mean, to be fair, that beam took so long to come down. Roger could have, if Roger had been quick, he could have easily stabbed Vohal or something like that instead of just standing there waiting for it to come down. As soon as you step on the platform, you are struck by a beam of light emitted from a unit in the ceiling. In a matter of seconds, you are broken down into microparticles and extracted from the air. Again, the beam strikes, this time blasting into a glass jar on the console. It is there that you are molecularly reconstructed in a miniaturized form. Well, I'll be darned. My miniaturization beam does work, Vohal's voice booms. And Vohal's should have an apostrophe there because it is a possessive. In the old days, I'd test these things on myself, but as you may have noticed by my appearance, being my own guinea pig has had its disadvantages. I guess this will keep you out of my way once and for all. You'll make a nice conversation piece. With that, Vohal turns away to put finishing touches on Xenon's fate. Boy. Alright. Well, I think we can afford to save here. I'll save as jar. And since we have that glass cutter, I think the course of action here is pretty obvious. Cut that glass. Cut that glass. The newly cut pane of glass falls to the counter. Apparently Vohal doesn't notice. I guess he's busy doing something else. Alright, so I'm going to guess that falling off this will be fatal. You now know for a fact that less weight does not equal less pain at the onset of deceleration trauma. You've come so far only to die in a dumb way. What a geek. Alright. So, cut the glass. And I should probably save again after doing that. I'll just save again as jar. And let's see, what's over here? You're walking another section of the central console. There is a large switch on the back panel. A keyboard is at your feet. Type. That does not compute. Really? I think that's the only thing that computes, but all right. Oh. Darn, Roger Wilco. I guess his lardness got a little fed up with your meddling. You've been redesigned, once again revealing a permanent overhead view. You resemble one of those wonderfully colorful mosaics commonly found on windshields. Alright, well, to be fair, that makes sense. I mean, Vohal's sitting right there, so I mean, he might not see us when we're way over here, but I guess it would make sense if he sees us when we're like walking around right in front of him on his computer console there. Okay, so we can't go that way. So what do we have here? On the surface of the console, large compared to you, jar sits in the middle, a hole's been cut in the side, there are some vents near the back. Can we get this glass piece here? It's big, heavy, and quite content on the counter. Okay, which is the game's way of saying that we don't need it. With those vents. From here all you can see is vent exterior. Can we see vent interior? Can we go through the vent? Yes, we can. You wriggle your slim carcass through the vent. All right. Caution. Let's remember to be very cautious here. Judging from those two hoses coming in from outside, you guess that this is the inner workings of Vohal's life support system. A respirator pumps oxygen into his lungs, while a pump on the back wall forces blood through his filters. Okay. There's also a sign on the back wall. Look at the sign. The sign says, "Caution, press button for emergency shut-off." See the bladder go up, see the bladder go down. Up, down, up, down. Yes. Well, I could make a joke about that, but I think it would be too obvious. And what about this pump? It kind of looks like it's a Slurpee machine. It's mixing your favorite flavor, cherry. Drink Slurpee. I mean, it's obviously not a Slurpee, but all right. And there's a red button on the wall there. It is typical of most buttons, except very large. Well, gosh, I wonder what happens if we press that button. All right, folks. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. His heart goes glop, 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 glop. Glop, 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 glop in the morning. Glop, 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 glop. Glop, 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 glop in the sunshine. Or actually, in the asteroid. His heart goes glop, 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 glop. Glop, 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 glop in the evening. Until you push the button and it doesn't glop anymore. Way to go, Roger. Welke, you've just disconnected Voha's life support system. He's a goner without it. Well, that seems like a good point to stop the video. We are really, really, really close to the end of the game here. I know we're not at the jar anymore, but I'm out of space for other save games, so I'll just save over my previous game. And yeah, the final scenes of the game will transpire in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will talk to you next time. We'll finish the game in the next video. Stay cool, stay awesome, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.